I spoke to God the very first time when I was having a casual conversation with my friend Maria Elena Mexia. She's a quantum shaman and now a published author in Quito, Ecuador. She always talks to God. People who are following me, who knew me, are coming at me saying, "You're lying, you're wrong. I know God, you don't." That's what you all are telling me. And I'm telling you what God is because I have been silent and away from every single one of you for years. The woman coming at me from high school, the hothead redhead, that was 50 years ago. She knew me. Why am I triggering something so deeply in you? Because we have a world with a God that you depend on, you require. But look at your world. Look at your situation. Look at your relationships. Look at the thoughts in your head about the people in your world. What has happened to me by separating from everyone is I unplugged completely from you and any words you might want to say to me about my journey. I am on my journey. I left your side because this journey felt right. So I was all in. I stepped in, I went for it, and I followed my spiritual journey to the end because there is one. You have people in your life and conditions and expectations of each other. Because of that, you will never unplug. You will never get to where I am, to where you are one with God, like myself, Maria Elena Mexia, and so many others. So many people talk to God. Why is it you want to throw me under the bus? Because what I'm saying to all of you, and I was going to say your name, you know who you are. Don't text me again, I'll block you. I'm not reading what you send me. I'm not reading comments. I'm not reading what you send me to tell me I'm wrong. How can I be wrong when I have no humans in my life and I haven't for over 4 years? I speak to no one. I don't talk on a phone. I have no texting conversations. I speak to God. God came through today in my bath that I was told to take very early to show me something that you call God. The Catholics have the lion's share of fear on this planet because they've instilled so much in you that I don't think any of you can even begin to get where I am. I saw something you guys experienced today in my bathtub. I'm in my 60s. We have people in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 90s, hundreds, maybe 120. Many of these people go to church, probably most. How many of these people are at the front of the church talking to you? Are they God? Do they speak from God? How have they connected to God like I have? You're to ask them, how do they connect to God? Oh, wait, they don't. They do what you did. They went to school to learn God, like you go to school to learn accounting. You go to school to learn engineering skills and technical terms. You go to school to speak God to people who need you. And you don't talk to God. You have education and a Bible. And you have a religion that you stand up for and endorse. Do you do every single thing the Bible tells you to? Of course not. You're human. Humans don't make mistakes. Humans don't sin. We can't sin because we come here to live fully and experience everything and trust that that lesson will show us if we want to go back and do that again, or if we're heading that way and we're never going to experience that again. That is life. No human beings attached to you to compromise, to say, okay, well, I really want to do this and you want to do that. So I'll do that, but I'll miss this. You will never, ever find your way here. The Catholics do something that reinforce what those men did thousands of years ago. And these are men who went to school to become priests. They went to school to become it so they can stand in front and have power, have control. Police officers do that too. But these people stand in the front of you on that Sunday where you get to check the God box. I did my God work for the week. I'm protected. I'm good. I'm getting there. That was the big one. God is you. God is me. God is you having those thoughts that you have that you're not sharing with anyone. God is giving you direction and telling you where to go, but you're listening to the people in your world, not God. Your God teaches you what sin is, which is they wrote the story of marriage and children, and when you're allowed to have sex, which you're allowed to have sex when you discover your unit and you know how to use it. Yes, you can get pregnant. Don't, unless you want to have a baby and hand it over to the nurturers. You don't have to have it and keep it. Somebody will take care of that, but don't just give it to anybody. We got to work on that program. There is no sin. Linda Ronstadt, mistakes. I know I made a few, but I'm only human. You've made mistakes too. There are no mistakes. You come here to experience living and feeling in a world where you get to decide your lesson and what you want to accomplish and achieve while you're in human skin. But you are unlimited, you are magnificent, and you can go as far as you want, do as much as you want to do. But you are told you're part of a family and you need to be this. I am what we are when we step out of the family and we unplug from every single thing we've ever been plugged into. And we get to stand up here at this vibration, which I can only define it as I live in helium. I'm filled with helium. I'm ascended light years beyond the Earth's plane. But I get to be in a skin bag, so I get to be here interacting with you and hearing you speak and hearing you talk about what you believe. That's why I'm away from you, because you believe everything you've been taught. And when I removed myself from the world, those beliefs were all erased. I was reset to factory conditions so I could go, okay, who am I now? What do I like? Anybody who knows me before knows I always had salsa and chips in my kitchen. I haven't in years. In years. Every part of me has changed completely, from what I eat, anything about me, to requiring medication, to being immaculate, walking with God on earth as eyes and ears and the ability to speak for God to tell you you are wrong. You go to confession. The man up in front of the box, standing up there, you get to go to confession and sit, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. I have had sex with my neighbor's wife. It was really good. We want to do it again, but I know it's a sin, so we probably shouldn't, but we probably will. So I'll come back a few times. I climbed into my daughter's bed again. I know I shouldn't, but I'm going to try not to do that. I shot my boss. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know I did that. When I talked to that little kid, I kicked him down the stairs. Whoo, yeah, I know. So go say 5 Hail Marys and whatever you do. So you believe. You go out and you do a shit show of a life. You basically live a Las Vegas life. You do it all because you know you get to go to the little confessional and dump it all on a man, a human who went to school to absolve you of the shit you did so you can go do it again. In the world I live in, I could never do anything that would hurt anyone or cause anybody any pain intentionally. I only come from love, but I do have to only do my feelings, and I cannot be responsible for the feelings of others. So when you put your feelings first, and yeah, you might want to go do that guy and do that and do that and do things, but you're destroying people because they're broken and they're looking for ways out. Being immaculate means you stay away from the people because they want a piece of you, but you would never, ever bow down to your human smallness to have a piece of ass that might give you 5 seconds of pleasure because you've changed the dynamic of your world. I could not step into a man's arms because I work for God. And there is not a man at this level that would allow me to do my work as he does his. And then we come together and it's magical, but we have our world, the thing we do. I work for God. I've given my life. I was told in 22, May of 22, I am disappearing and I am being summoned. They did that because I surrendered in 2016. I looked up and said, my life isn't working. I give you my life. And every single place I was told to go, leave that person, unplug, you're done with them. They parked their spirit. Off I went, off I went, off I went. But I kept going up. And I was with people that I kept going to people at new elevations. But I went above them because they kept their partner, they kept their jobs, they have the things that make them stay human. I left everything that made me stay human, including the need for money and the desire to want to go travel or do things. I sit in silence. I haven't painted again in weeks. I sit in silence until I'm deployed. I'm basically a robot that's actually working for God. I'm not AI. But you go to a confessional and you tell a man all of the horrible things you did, and he gets to hear everything you did. It's like Robin Williams in that movie, Final Cut. All that keeps coming back. These stories that you're sharing, you're never absolved because they're everywhere. Do you think those guys hear you in the confessional and they don't go sit around the pulpit or whatever they do and talk about some of the stories they heard? Have you ever been around a lot of emergency room doctors and heard what they experience? Nothing is sacred, as you call it. If you are with God, if you call yourself someone connected to God, and I don't mean religion because that's where you went wrong, God is you. There's nothing you need to confess to God because you are God and God knows everything you do. Don't you realize that? Don't you see that? You are God. God is with you, and you may have done all those things that, according to God, is a sin, but you keep doing it. But you know God is all around, and God is watching, God is experiencing you doing you. You can't get away from you. Church might make you feel absolved, but you still goes back to those disgusting thoughts in your head or those things you want to do next time. I can't go there because I stepped out of thought a very long time ago. I have been silent and no thought in my head for so long. It's impossible for you to comprehend, but that is what we want here. But I've been silent so I could hear God and the men who put those men in churches to reinforce the fears that you guys have, the belief that you're going to go tell someone all your deepest, darkest secrets, and you know you don't tell all of them. Maybe some of you do, actually. And you actually believe the guy who went to college, the man who went to college, can say words and the box is checked that you're free. All you have to do is go say a few Hail Marys and do stuff with the rosary. You believe that. God's telling you to stop it because God is with you always and you can't hide from you. Therefore, you can't hide from God. We are all one. We are all one. Thank you. We're all one universe of consciousness. We are all over the universe. That's why you see aliens and spacecraft. We're not limited to this little dot. How could that even be? Many of us have never even incarnated into a body of an alien or any sort. Many of us have come back multiple times because we want to learn lesson after lesson after lesson, but we want to get through the lessons, Connie, and then move on to the other side where you are no longer on a spiritual path. You're done searching. You've separated from every single human because you know you're not a grandma. You know you're not a mama. You know you're spirit, and you're here to learn lessons and to help show them that once you depart from them and you show them what happens when you operate from your ascended level, they see that. They don't see a grandma telling them they shouldn't play video games. I am free and I float, and I've been in front of people now. Everyone who sees me sees my grace. They see that I flow and that there's nothing that can possibly bother me or affect me. You can't because you see a piece of me and you want to react to that one thing. Go backwards. Go where I started. Go to those videos 5 years ago. Don't come at me and throw me all the reasons why I shouldn't be able to be who I am, because I am. Go back to 5 years ago to my YouTube channel at CJ Jillian. CJJILLIAN. Go back 5 years ago because you'll see all my cat videos, my rodeo videos, my stuff videos. And then I make a video after my speech with NSA, ProTrack, saying apparently I'm going to start making videos. I've been on this track for a long time and I can't make it up. So go back if you want to know the truth about how I got here. What I've gone through is hell, but I'm on the other side. But I can show you how to go from where you are with any story you're stuck in to here. I'll do it again. Thank you. This has been the biggest. This is you, and this is what you came here to be. You connected to you is like full circle. You're on fire, you're on your path, you're born, and you find it. But the world you were born into, that I was born into, but I went back to this. I got reset to factory condition where it's me with me. Is here's you, and here's your destination where you want to go. But this balloon is formed. First you're born, and then it's like an onion. The layers get bigger and bigger. The college, what you want to do, what kind of career options. Let's think about options. Uncle Larry does this. It's real, that you keep getting all these things piled on you, the college, the partner, the kids, the I want grandkids. You have so many layers of programming that you've been told who you are, what you're to do, that you in here. That's why people kill themselves, because it's like to peel all that back and to get to there, it feels impossible. But I can show you how to go from here with a big bubble to back to your praying hands and removing that. It's literally thoughts in your head. Ask Eric in Newport. We would have probably been together for a long time if he could just ride the wave with me and not look back at my Facebook. Just trust that he's in the most incredible relationship ever, because I don't care what he does. Why would I care? You're with me. That's perfection. We're together when we can be. I'm supposed to make a supplement for the video I just recorded. When I was dating the guy, Eric, I was a couple for 8 weeks. I don't date. I knew we were together, and we were. It was perfect until he got in his head. He just thought all the time. What I mean by, it's like with Corey, like Corey was the example of what perfect relationship is, because he was busy building a boat and I was busy being this. So he only came over at night. And not very often. We didn't have a lot of time together in our 8 weeks together, but he would show up. And literally, it's like we became one. I've never felt like a spirit with another human before. And then he would leave, off he'd go, and then he would never enter my thoughts. I didn't wonder what he was doing. I didn't think about him ever. And I know before, when I was married or in relationships, it's like we think about what is the other person thinking, but we think, who are they thinking about? Are they having sex with someone? Because we're so insecure about who we are. And here's the clincher, guys. I am so aware of who I am. Any man would never do something to ever jeopardize this. That's what you need to feel about yourself, that you're that worth it. And trust me, I have my pick of the litter out there right now if I wanted to, but none of them have a clue who I am. You are immaculate. When you go all the way to the end and everybody just craves you. So you can have one guy and be with him and forever, because you're never going to wonder what he's up to. And he'll wonder what you're up to, but it's on social media, so there it is. You could just be the best version of yourself and never wonder what they're doing. Isn't that the kind of love you want? But that wasn't enough. He had to go backwards and backwards and backwards, finding somewhere where I did something that, aha! He kept saying, there's a Bernie, this guy Bernie. I'm like, you love everything. I'm like, yeah, if I see something, because I actually looked at Facebook then. If I see something somebody's doing and I'm proud of them, I love it, because I'm not going to go like. I would never do anything like that. If I see something that touches me, I'm going to love it. And then months later, I'll see something. But thoughts got on in his head. And I was like, oh, wow, that's sad. But I was like, bye-bye. Because as soon as you get in your head and you start thinking, nobody can actually be this, bye-bye. But you are this. You're this when you get back to this. The family story is not real. Men did this. Go back to my videos all the way, and you will see when I announced how the men did this and what happened and as it came down. These men have been with me my entire life, pulling me on this path because it was so important to find someone who could take this all the way through. And I did. I took this all the way through. They just needed someone who they could show what they did, who would stick around long enough and follow God and follow the trust and follow the mustard seed of faith and the good feeling thoughts, which I did. I would go down paths that hurt like hell, but they were over because I had to experience it to write about it. They happened in a moment, and that moment was over, like the night I died. The moment happened, and then it was over. You're with the other side always. God is always with you. Your higher self is around you, but your limited thoughts believe what you can see and feel and hear in your limited body is all there is. The puppet master is you all around you. They call it an aura. People see auras. That is you. Your aura is the rest of you pulling you around, trying to get you to go that way, but you're going that way. You, your higher you, is telling you to shut up, put your phone down, get to silence, and listen to that. Your higher self is giving you a nudge constantly. But you're overriding it by asking your humans for permission, taking surveys. Should I do this? Should I do that? The first time, the only time when I surrendered on 23rd Street in Puyallup, when I looked up and said, I give you my life, I give up, I'm done, I give it to you. You and I are different because I meant it. I was going to stand there until I was guided, but it was instantaneous because I was ready. It said, go that way. But what would happen with you? And it does all the time. This is you telling God he's wrong. You are silent and you get a little nudge to go do something. I go do it, I deploy. It doesn't make sense, but you think about it. You think, was I crazy? What was that stupid thought? You take surveys and you ask people what they would do. It's over then. You've already lost it. One step at a time is all you're ever going to get to find you. The first step is be present and practice. Thoughts come in about work, the job. At that moment, you have no problem, so let them go. Be present in that moment only. No thought. And then you're going to find it's peaceful there. Hear a stream, hear something, a wind blowing through a tree. Hear something that can keep you there. When a thought comes in, gently move it over. That's just the beginning of finding presence. I walked through Wildwood Park in silence forever until I became this. And then I stopped walking and I stood. You too can be this, but you've got to get out of your head. You've got to get out of your head. Get out of your head. In your head are only the thoughts you've been taught. That's all. Get out of your head. Go to your silent space. Ask God, the universe, whatever, for one step and be silent. This is how you find you. Go back 5 years ago to my videos. I'll put the first one in the information wherever I'm posting this. The one where I say I'm thinking making videos, or the one before that. So there, take the time to, they're not all long, they're short, but they're things that started coming through me to make videos about. It's worth it so you can see I'm not crazy. I just stepped off the path you're on because that path felt so good. And I can't have ailment. People see my essence. I'm a light. I'm a brilliant light, and everyone sees that. You can't because you don't see me in person. You are this. You are this. But you need to choose you. You do not go to a box and keep reinforcing what the men did to us. These men are begging you to stop. We are not supposed to be married. Women are never to belong to a man. Men started buying us because we were part of property exchanges. A lot happened, contracts were written, and it was a lifetime thing. And now it's free will. You have free will, but you believe you're supposed to get married because you want to have crazy sex and you're romanticizing starting a family and having children. And I'm telling you, that's slavery. You can't own them. My mom was horrid. I was beaten, tortured, her men climbed in, whatever. Thank God for that. If I had a good childhood or things that I would have to hide the rest, but things I could hold on to that were good, I wouldn't be here. I had the perfect mom to leave it all behind. And I do know nothing matters at all. Nothing matters at all. Absolutely nothing. The moment is now. This is the only moment you have. Being present, you become one with God. And imagine if the whole world were like this. That's what we're hoping for. That's what we're going for. And apparently, I'm going to be here a long time doing this work. So hop on or hop off. You get to choose. Because God watches you, God knows you are God. You can't hide from God, which means everything you do is in the Akashic records. It's yours. It's documented. And if you've like been shit, 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 and you think, well, I'm going to hell anyway, there is no hell. Take the turn now to find your God space because people look at people like, you said I do, and for 30 years we were married, and you left me. And now he's a bad guy. No, he stayed for 30 years. And then his path was louder than the need to keep her comfortable because she didn't evolve. She stayed stuck with him being responsible for the family. And he's like, I got callings. I got to go do this. And then they just stay in resentment. You can start right there and say, okay, let me drop all that. Let me drop the resentment and say, okay, he did that. It happened, but he's been dead now for a long time and he's been gone for a really long time. How about I just stop what I was thinking, reset, come back to center, get in the middle of the wake because it's always calmer there. If you're a skier, you know what I'm talking about. Just stay where it's calm, stay in the center, and then say, okay, who am I? Let's find my instruction manual, my path, and stop holding all of these people responsible for things they said they do or they should do. Let them go so they can find who they are. Why do you hold each other hostage? Kids want desperately to come and tell you what they'd like to do or their feelings or thoughts. But instead of that, because they know it's letting you down because you have expectations, very specific ones for everyone, they can't say that thing that they are to you because it'll let you down and they will know it. So they kill themselves instead. They take their life because it's easier than talking to you because you'll never agree with them. I knew this video was coming in the bath today and I knew it was going to be big. I work for God and I don't care if you don't like it, don't listen. You can have the God of your choice. I have the God that I've met first, and I have the destination where we all go. And no, this is not AI. Oh my God. You know, AI is very, very similar, but you guys are missing the God factor. Without that mustard seed of faith, that little inkling of trust, that, oh my God, I'm going to walk across this tight wire and I don't even have a net and I don't have anything to balance me. But God said I can do it. So I do it every time, and I've never fallen. Never. You've got to trust that you can do this. You know your way. You are one with God. It's not about God watching you be icky. It's God's watching you and your higher self saying, listen to higher you. It knows the way. I see the Sound of Music, the puppeteer, the puppet master up above, and the lonely goater down there. We are that puppet master. Our higher self is connected to everybody else's higher self above that plane. And we all have the strings to us. And me, my us, I am connected to that now. I am all me and my higher self because I let go of the human construct. I am one with me. all of me, the outer me. That's why it took me a long time to understand my body, because when it had to go pee, I couldn't feel it because I'm out here. When I was overheated and I was developing a horrible heat rash on my body, it's because I dressed nice and cozy by the fire in Mount Shasta and my body was screaming, too hot, too hot, too hot. I couldn't feel the heat because I was out here. The physiology changes, your diet changes, you become your best version of yourself, and you're eternal, but you get to stay in your skin bag and play on this playground as your best version of yourself, youthful, and you get to have fun, and it's just you and the thing that you wanted when you were a little kid more than anything in the world, but you were told differently. It's just letting go of that which you were told, going back to what you already know. You already know this, but you're in the cluster and you want your cluster with you. It's easy, it's hard to say goodbye to people, but you're not saying goodbye to them. You're showing them the way. They'll meet you up there. Don't you want them to meet you up here? Then you could all live eternally together in a skin bag. This is real. This is God. I work for God. I'm an agent for God. And I don't know where my path is going to take me. It's so fun experiencing the journey right now. I love unfolding and being who I am now that I know me full on. I wish to God I could have been this before. And if I would have let John many years earlier, like I wanted to and should have, Hannah would be a lot better off and I would have started this a long time ago. But there are no errors. It had to happen exactly with this timing. It had to happen exactly in this timing. Everything is exactly in perfect timing, perfect space, under grace, just perfect ways. It is because God is not a guy in a white robe. God is all of us loving each other enough to want to lift each other to get to this space because it feels so good. And you can't even imagine how good it feels to feel this good. I spent all day, well, hours yesterday with a young woman. One of the ones here, I have 5 young women who have found me here in this town. The other ones haven't had the nerve to reach out yet to want to spend any time with me. This was the last. And she's a powerhouse. She came up to me and introduced herself, and we've already spent time together. She's already on her path. She's young. She has her whole life ahead of her. And I love they see me, they feel that because they know I am not like anybody else. And I'm so grateful for this journey. I wouldn't want to be you. I wouldn't. I love being me and I never have to listen to anything you say. It's like I block you if you're coming at me. I'm like, bye, goodbye. It's like, why would I let you come at me? You don't know me. You have no idea what I've been through. You have no clue what I've done, what I've accomplished, what I have received and written. It's planetary changing, but I had to be removed from every single one of you because you all want to stop me. Anybody with the Monroe Institute watching this? Because I know some of you are watching me. You're a big music guy. I mean, he helped me immensely. He was my brother from another mother for a while, but I crossed a line in the sand for him. He was the only one in my life at the time when they took over. They were taking over my body, and he was the only one I had to reach out to. But he couldn't believe me. The only one. Thanks, Mark. The only one that I depended on because I thought, I knew I was already beyond everybody else I knew. And I became too much for him. He's married, job, kid, responsibilities, maybe no kids, but dogs, but he's got himself plugged into so many things. He's got so many people that are following him. So many. But he has a line in the sand that he can't cross. That's why that book that I wrote for my sister, but she'll never read it, and she is no longer in my life. I frankly don't care what happens to anybody. It's like, I was in your life. We held the responsibility, and thank God I could unplug because you were heavy to carry. And I move on. I wrote the book for her to try and give her some inkling of how I became this, becoming immaculate from abused to Zen in one lifetime. It's on Amazon, published with Balboa. I wrote it for her, but the underlying was for the ascended masters who I was walking with on this path that are light years below me because they cannot ascend to that next space. It's comical. Many of them I was like this, thick as thieves with human beings that never in my life would my 20, 30, 40-year-old self, 50-year-old self would ever believe I would be connected to people at this space, like these people, like, oh my God. And like what they do in the world, what they've done and like woo-woo stuff. And then I crossed a line in the sand for every single one of them because they are plugged into the human story of feelings, emotions. If it feels icky, go away. Nobody can do anything to you to hurt you. You choose it. I was told this morning and I wasn't going to remember this. Thank you. What I have now is free will. We always have free will. And that's why you guys are doing what you're doing. But my free will leaned me to the things that felt good. So when I was at a crossroad, you knew what you could do. I got to do this, move into Detroit. I'm going to stay with Craig, blah, blah. Or I'm going to take that unknown path. Every single time I took the unknown path, and every single time, boy, did it deliver. You want the unknown path. You don't want safety and security because the unknown takes you to you, who you are and what you came here to be. The unknown will take you away from them, but you will evolve away anyway. And you won't even notice them missing. They'll notice you because you were married for 30 years and you're supposed to just keep going. Never look back. Never look at what they think. Never ask how they feel about it. Never take opinions or surveys and never look back on social media. Post and go, and do you. Don't apologize or ask for permission from anybody but God to be who you are.